Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also share this video via social media and with your friends via email. Thank you for your support. Today, I read several financial news articles. I've included links to the articles in the description below. I encourage you to read the articles to support the authors and news sources. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of these articles that are of public interest. Today, I read an article on CNBC.com written by Jessica Dickler titled, "62% of Americans are still living paycheck to paycheck, making it the main financial lifestyle, report finds." According to the author, as of September, 62% of adults said they are living paycheck to paycheck, according to a new Lending Club report. The figure is unchanged from last year. Now get this, ladies and gentlemen, living paycheck to paycheck remains the main financial lifestyle among U.S. consumers, the report said. This is unbelievable from my perspective. What in the world is going on here in the United States of America? Seriously, the main financial lifestyle among U.S. consumers is living paycheck to paycheck? You have to be kidding me. I couldn't believe my eyes when I read this. I had to reread this twice. It is absolutely scary to me that 62% of adults said they are living paycheck to paycheck as per this report from Lending Club. I suppose there could be a variety of reasons for this, including but not limited to a lack of financial literacy, lack of discipline to avoid wasting money, or struggling because of high inflation. For one thing, financial literacy is often not taught to the extent that it should be in our high schools and colleges. Although some people may be financially literate, but they might simply lack discipline to avoid wasting money. Many people lack discipline to save and invest. This creates a cycle of having to potentially live paycheck to paycheck your entire life. How sad is that for some everyday Americans? Legendary investor Warren Buffett once said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." Unfortunately, many everyday people will never find a way to make money while they sleep. Many who are living paycheck to paycheck won't be able to find the money to invest in a business or grow a portfolio of investments to generate profits while they sleep. Keep in mind, this is not just the working poor who are living paycheck to paycheck. There are a lot of six-figure earners who are living paycheck to paycheck also. Sometimes high earners trying to keep up with the Joneses in their fancy neighborhood can get into trouble faster than someone with a very modest income. As I noted earlier, one of the many reasons why Americans may be living paycheck to paycheck is because of inflation. The author of this article seems to echo my thoughts regarding inflation. The author states, "The Consumer Price Index, another closely followed inflation gauge, also rose at a slightly faster than expected pace over the month, boosted by higher prices for food, gas, and shelter. As a result, real average hourly earnings fell." Many people are struggling just to afford a roof over their head. Apartment rent has increased dramatically in the past few years as apartment operators saw their costs rise. Apartment operators in many cases have higher property taxes, higher insurance, higher costs for maintenance, and I'm sure their employees want more money since they are likely struggling with the higher cost of living in their own lives. I am sure some apartment operators are increasing rent even further than they need to because they can. Many realize that a lot of everyday Americans are priced out of being able to purchase a home due to high interest rates, so these people are stuck being renters. Because of supply and demand, apartment operators can charge higher prices and they can potentially increase their profits. It is crazy what some apartment operators are charging these days. As many of you know, I get frustrated with these operators who charge for things like parking, concierge trash, or requiring you to use their internet provider. I equate some of these things to the junk fees that a lot of car dealers charge for in the finance office. Many individuals who are fortunate enough to own a home have seen their mortgage payments increase in recent years. Many homeowners have seen their assessed values increase, which translates into more money being owed for property taxes, at least in some locations. Many homeowners have also seen their insurance increase. Mortgage companies need to adjust the monthly payment to compensate for higher property taxes and higher insurance costs. I am sure this has caught a lot of homeowners off guard because they thought they had a fixed rate mortgage. Yes, the rate is fixed, but the insurance and taxes can increase. Many are learning this the hard way right now. The author of this article goes on to reference Brett House, an economics professor at Columbia Business School, as saying many households are seeing their finances stretched thinly by the combination of high prices for goods and services as well as high interest rates. I couldn't agree more. This is why many people are using buy now, pay later services at the grocery store. They are not earning enough to cover the cost of goods at the grocery store. It is sad that here in America, there are some people who need to rely on buy now, pay later services just to cover the cost of their groceries. There are others who need to pay for food with their credit card, and they don't have the ability to pay off that credit card at the end of the billing cycle, which means they are making their situation worse over the long run due to the high levels of interest being charged on this debt, since the Federal Reserve has hiked their Fed funds rate 11 times. Many are digging themselves into a deep, dark hole of debt, and they will struggle to climb out. It is scary what is going on, my friends. I cannot believe what is happening here in America. The author of this article goes on to say some 74% of Americans say they are stressed about finances, according to a separate CNBC Your Money Financial Confidence survey conducted in August. Inflation, rising interest rates, and a lack of savings contribute to those feelings. I can imagine why 74% of Americans say they are stressed about their finances. Many haven't seen their wages keep pace with inflation. Many are struggling to put food on the table. There are everyday people who can no longer afford their rent and are forced to make very tough choices. Some are dealing with debt that continues to increase quickly due to the high levels of interest being charged by credit card companies. I'm not surprised that Americans are stressed about their finances. What I am surprised by is that we are talking about 74% of Americans being stressed about their finances. The author of this article indicates nearly half, or 49% of adults, have less savings or no savings compared to a year ago, according to a Bankrate survey. This is so problematic. What is going to happen in this country if and when we enter an ugly recession and companies start reducing human capital to stay profitable? Many people will not have any savings to rely on until they can find another job. What is going to happen to these people? I hope some of these people have loving family members that they can rely on. I hope some of them have a diverse skill set so they can do odd jobs until they can secure new employment in their occupational area. If not, we could potentially see some big problems here in our country. Based on everything that I'm sharing with you from the article today, this isn't Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Instead, this is America Max Beyond the Capitol Dome. Here's another discouraging article that I read today on Yahoo Finance, put out by Banking Rates and authored by Laura Beck. This article is titled Gen X Retirement Savings. The average household has just $40,000. Here's how much it should have. The author of this article references information from Business Insider that revealed a startling statistic. The average Gen X household has only $40,000 saved for retirement. Considering many Gen Xers are now in their 40s and 50s and approaching retirement age, this amount is alarmingly low, according to financial experts. Well, I couldn't agree more. This is alarmingly low. Like Captain Picard on Star Trek The Next Generation used to say, Commander Riker, red alert. Now keep in mind the word average was used here. I'd prefer to hear about the median, but I'm guessing the median could potentially be far worse once you take out all of the millionaires and multimillionaires with large account balances that throw off the average. Applying the 4% rule, $40,000 in retirement savings is only going to generate $1,600 per year in income during retirement, which would translate to $133.33 per month. Now, for the Gen Xers who are still a ways away from retirement, they may potentially see their $40,000 account balance triple by the time they reach retirement age. Assuming that comes to fruition, $120,000 applying the 4% rule is only going to generate $4,800 per year during retirement, or $400 per month. Think for a moment how much less $400 per month will buy you years down the road. Right now, $400 a month plus whatever you are getting from Social Security isn't going to be enough for many people to live on during retirement, unless you have a very modest home paid off with low property taxes, low insurance, and that home better be energy efficient as well. You also better have a car paid off that has low insurance and doesn't require a lot of maintenance, because maintenance on vehicles continues to get more expensive all the time. Unless someone is in a situation similar to this, I think life could be very difficult during retirement years. Maybe these Gen Xers with only $40,000 saved for retirement know something that I don't. Maybe they plan to get a large inheritance from their parents. I personally have some friends who are banking on that. According to the author of this article, the harsh reality is many Gen Xers are behind where they should be for retirement. But it's still possible to give your nest egg a big boost in your 40s and 50s. The key is taking action now before it's too late. Well, I couldn't agree more with this author. If I was a Gen Xer with only $40,000 saved for retirement, I would be freaking out. I would be finding ways to live as far beneath my means as possible to free up cash to invest for retirement. I'd also try to find a side hustle to bring in more money to live off of, so then I could allocate more money from my primary job's paycheck to pre-tax retirement contributions. I'd also take advantage of a Roth IRA. I'd also start piling money into after-tax investments, and I'd stack a little silver and gold on the side as well. I'd also make sure I had a primary residence that could be paid off by the time I reach retirement age. But that's just what I would do if I was in that situation. Fortunately, I am not. Note, I did say this is what I would do if I was in that situation. This isn't what I suggest anyone else do. I'm not providing financial advice or retirement advice. I'm just some guy on YouTube. What do you think about all this? Are you surprised by how little the average Gen X household has saved for retirement? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Even with all of the bad financial news that I have shared with you today, consumers are still spending. I read an article on yahoo.com put out by the Associated Press and written by Christopher Rugaber and Ann Dino-Senzio titled, "U.S. Consumers Keep Spending Despite High Prices and Their Own Gloomy Outlook. Can it last?" According to the authors, a flow of recent data from the U.S. government has made one thing strikingly clear. A surge in consumer spending is fueling strong growth, demonstrating a resilience that has confounded economists, Federal Reserve officials, and even the sour sentiments that Americans themselves have expressed in opinion polls. Well, this doesn't just confound economists. This confounds me as well. Maybe these people are so depressed about their financial situation that they need a little retail therapy. Many are not happy unless they are swiping the heck out of that credit card to buy plastic junk that they think they need in their life. The authors of this article go on to say that spending by consumers rose by a brisk 0.4% in September, the government said Friday, even after adjusting for inflation and even as Americans face ever higher borrowing costs. This is scary to me. I truly believe that some of these people may not fully understand the future repercussions of accumulating credit card debt right now, especially given the high levels of interest being charged. Some are kicking the can down the road, and they may be in for a rude awakening at some point in the near future. The authors of this article reference Christopher Waller, who is an influential member of the Fed's board, who said, "I have been consistently surprised at the resilience of consumer spending. In my opinion, as long as the consumer has access to credit, he or she will continue to spend. I do wonder when we will reach a tipping point, though." I also wonder if student loan repayments are going to potentially cool consumer spending at some point in the future. We are talking about approximately 44 million Americans with student loans. Only about 1 million of them don't have to make a payment under Biden's SAVE plan due to their income level and family size. The rest are having to make some type of payment. This means less money that they can spend. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please keep in mind that nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video via social media or via email with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.